So many companies treat their S/4HANA Go Live as the finish line. They spend years, millions of dollars to get there, and when they finally cross it, there's this huge collective sigh of relief. But the truth is, that's actually where the real work and the real risk begins. This is Neptune Talks, where we share short insights on SAP execution and innovation. Today we're talking about what happens after Go Live and how to stop the value of your huge S/4HANA investment from slowly eroding away.
That's such a critical point. Post-go live erosion is a perfect way to put it. It's like buying a brand new race car and then only ever driving it in the slow lane to the grocery store.
Exactly. The business celebrates, the project team gets reassigned or disbands, and the whole system gets handed over to an IT team focused on just, keeping the lights on. And right there, innovation just stops.
Right. And what happens almost immediately is the system starts to age. The business needs change constantly, but the core system doesn't adapt with it. So you get this buildup of manual workarounds, endless spreadsheets, shadow IT, really all the problems S4HANA was supposed to fix in the first place.
Mm-hmm. And that gap between what the business needs and what the system can deliver just gets wider and wider over time. You've invested all this money in a powerful digital core, but its value is actually decreasing every day.
So how do you break out of that cycle? Because it feels almost inevitable for a lot of large organizations.
Well, the fundamental thinking has to change. It's about shifting from a project mindset to a product mindset. The source material we're drawing from today calls this the continuous value model.
Okay, so let's break that down. Product mindset sounds good, but what does it mean in practice? What's the tangible difference for an IT team or a business leader?
The difference is that S/4HANA isn't something you implement and then you're done with. You treat it as a living, breathing product that you are constantly improving, iterating on, and most importantly, aligning with real business outcomes.
So instead of these massive multi-year upgrade projects, the goal is to do smaller, more frequent updates that deliver tangible value right away.
Precisely. It's about embedding agile delivery into your operations. You're not just performing maintenance, you're actively hunting for opportunities to innovate and solve new business problems using the platform you've already paid for. It's about maximizing that investment.
I like the theory, but I feel like this level of agility depends entirely on your technical foundation, right? I mean, if your core system is a tangled mess of custom code built up over 20 years, you can't really be agile. You're stuck.
You've just hit on the most critical technical enabler. This entire model rests on the principle of maintaining a clean core.
Okay, but let's be realistic here. For a company that has decades of customizations, isn't a clean core more of an ideal than a reality? They can't just flip a switch and make all that custom code disappear. It runs their business.
That's a really fair challenge, and it's a common one. It's not about a big bang cleanup project to erase the past. It's about changing the discipline going forward. You draw a line in the sand. You say, from this day on, we do not touch the core. All new functionality, every extension, every custom app gets built on the side.
So it's a forward-looking strategy. You essentially wall off the old complexity and commit to building clean from now on. That makes a lot more sense. These side-by-side extensions are typically built on a platform like the SAP BTP.
Exactly, but even that can introduce its own challenges. If you're only using pro-code tools, you might still face long development cycles and the scarcity of skilled developers. And that's where the other piece of the puzzle comes in: SAP-native low-code platforms.
So these platforms sit on top of BTP and your core S/4HANA system, and they let you build those extensions and applications much, much faster.
Right. You get the best of both worlds, the governance and stability of building outside the core, but with the incredible speed and accessibility of low-code development. It's not just about speed either, it's about who can build.
So you can create those fusion teams we hear about, where IT experts and business analysts can collaborate directly to build and deploy solutions. The business gets what they actually need, and they can get it in weeks, not quarters or years.
Yes, exactly.
That makes sense. It's not just about building faster, but building smarter by involving the right people. Could you give some real world examples of what this looks like? What kinds of applications are we talking about that these fusion teams are building to extend the S4HANA core?
You've got it. The core business logic and data are still securely coming from SAP, but the user interface, the specific workflows, the mobile experience, all of that can be built and adapted much more easily. You're creating an agility layer around your stable core.
And that's what closes that value gap we mentioned at the start. The business needs something new, and instead of submitting a request that goes into a year long backlog, IT can actually respond and deliver. For more detail on how that works, listeners can check out the resources at neptunesoftware.com.
It really ties it all together. So, if we had to boil this whole conversation down, I think the key takeaway is S4HANA isn't a one-time project. To get real, long-term value, you have to treat it like a product, continuously improving it by protecting a clean core and using SAP-native low-code tools to build an agility layer around it.
Thank you, and thanks to the viewers for tuning in. If you want more short insights like this on SAP, follow Neptune Talks. And if you want to explore more, you can visit neptunesoftware.com.